Part 1, Session 5E. Yes, Color Kingdom NWCA. And we's and us's shall get right off into the story. Yes, my story plus our story. And I'm talking about whole history. Okay, that in which they often call history. But I'm going to do my 2-up U-turn. Universal, universal, real vision. Real live vision versus religion and politics. Okay, I have to do that because we are having some very difficult problems to solve. And let me start off bad by talking about who I am, and what I'm doing. In reality and actuality, I have advanced myself. I mean, every day I'm improving and growing and developing. You see, expanding, accelerating as an ascendant of Africa. Yes, I am an Africarian. In fact, I'm an African ArtistCHD. Okay, and I often talk highly of myself to love myself because I know who I am. All right, no one has to tell me that. No school, nor college or university is able to do what I have already done, and that is to discover the self. All right? Are you guys following along with me? I am the son of sun god deity. All right? Now, let me use me as an example without being too critical of others at this point. This juncture means that I feel that certain responsibilities are upon my shoulders. Certain accountabilities is incumbent upon what I say and do artfully. That's a lot of pressure, at least it could be. But I love doing my artwork so much until the long suffering, the pain gets to be pleasurable in the sense that I know I'm improving every day, growing and developing at such a fast rate, ascending as an actual ascendant of Africa. You see, I put strong artistic emphasis on my English language wording, at least sometimes, so you can hear me clearly and concisely. All right? Now, let me do the breakdown, the fundamental, elementary things that everyone from the basic bottom grassroots level can easily understand. All right? When those of us who became more conscious and aware of certain things, in far too many cases, we's and us's forget where we came from, and we start looking down at our other brothers and sisters who perhaps are still struggling or striving, and many have completely given up. They do not try any longer. They have surrendered. But nevertheless, that do not justify these specific people who I've heard over the last 9 or 10 years on their talk radio shows, calling themselves all black. You know, black power, black African power, hula hula, and all of that good stuff. You know, and they'll get on and mock, ridicule, poke fun at brothers and sisters who eat a certain type of food. You know, they will not even use their internet, digital radio shows, you know, hosted by themselves to uplift and elevate the African soul food divine, that in which got us all here. But they would rather go and Europeanize themselves, westernize themselves, you know, be a white person on the inside and a black person on the outside, blackface, you know, and they are the worst type of stepping fletchers, Uncle Toms and Sambos of self-hatred because of the mockery. You know, they'll get on, and I'm talking about down the line. I've done my research, my homework. It's accurate, baby. What's up? And I've heard, let me go back to Brother Minister Malcolm X Little, because he learned the wrong things from the dishonorable Mr. Elijah Muhammad and his Asiatic Arab Islamic Muslim beliefs, where he started this religious hate of eating pork, pig, hogs, you know, and all of that stuff. Unfortunately, ultimately, Malcolm did not receive a ritual rite of passage. Okay? Surely he was shot down in his physical bodily living organism, but actually, the way I've envisioned it, he was called back, along with Martin Luther King Jr., along with Mr. Amos Wilson, who in his YouTube presentations or videotape presentations that was loaded up, he often would mock pork eaters. In other words, other so-called Negroes, colored people, Negroes, in words of whatsoever one wants to call we's and us's. Doesn't matter. The point is that our adversaries don't give a doggone about what you eat or do not choose to eat, nor what you drink. They are going to lynch you by the neck, burn you at the stake, drag you behind a pickup truck, burn you and have a picnic and barbecue, regardless. And then we'll come all the way up to this mastermind, Mr. Khalid. I call him Khalid. Harold Moore. You know, they call him Abdullah, Muhammad and all of that stuff. You know, I'm not into that religious crap. Anyway, he didn't make it across the bridge. And he would often talk about Africans in America eating pork, hog maw, chitlins, and all of that. They mocked us. You see what I'm talking about? What I'm saying is it is all divisive. It does not unify us as one. It's something that one form of the white supremacists taught them. You know, the Arabs are white supremacists. The Europeans, the Eurasians, all of them feeds right back into that wicked, white tie, whip crackers, criminal, Caucasian. It doesn't matter which one of those religions you choose to believe in. And now the youngsters coming behind them hear their tape on YouTubes and Blog Talk Radio, all black radio, you see, liberation radio, using that slang and that mockery of other brothers and sisters, which makes them bigots and hypocrites, you know, hate mongers. Y'all practicing hegemony like they are better than anybody else. And boy, I get my notepad out and and I take notes. I listen. You see what I'm talking about? Because, see, my college transcripts all say A+. In commercial art, advertising, fine art, history, and all of that, art history that is, all of that, I worked diligently, sat in the front of the class and listened up closely so I could analyze and synthesize that information and develop my own creative concepts accordingly to what I thought I heard. All right? Now, I'll go further to say some of the people I talked about in the earlier sessions about the all-black radio, you know what I'm talking about, the old school songs and all of that. And the CEO, I even learned from him with his egoistic, asinine ass. You see, I understand his passion, his anger, and everything, but I've always emailed them and told them you must bridle your tongue. You must control your emotion, you know, and they refuse to do that. You know, you can't get on air and do it like that. You'll have to have some type of professionalism about yourself, some kind of control of your co-host and guest. You have to control that organization or group, or else they'll all be out of control. And this is what happened to him. And I'm not going to call his name herein. But they would come on and say stuff like, those N-words, those Negroes, eating fried pig feet sandwiches, you know, pickled pig feet. They make a joke out of everything that we appreciate as Africans in America, you know. And you got other ones that dietitians and nutritionists come on. Oh, all of that barbecue sauce, all of that sugar, attacking everything that belongs to our culture. Spewing out all of this political poison with this narrow, negative, stereotype idea of what soul food actually is. Man, soul food is everything on the continental veggie planter range. I mean, but this is that ignorance. I'm not talking about innately ignorant. They choose to ignore the intrinsic factors. You see, and they have caused more harm to our growth and development than the Ku Klux Klan and the neo-Nazis, Aryan Brotherhood, and skinheads. You see what I'm talking about? Because they have used the little information that they got, which is not true knowledge, and used it as a weapon against other Africans in America who call themselves blacks, browns, reds, yellows. You know, that's what we come in, a multiplex racial body. All right? And if you're not black, then something is wrong with you. You know, there are brothers and sisters who do not consider themselves black. So why try to push that on them? And then when they do not contribute and donate and buy black, oh, now you attack them. You attack their culture, soul food. This is why you never hear them advertising it. And we don't have the restaurant industries that we should have. While everybody else have advanced themselves selling our food to us, we are afraid to say that we love soul food. All right? And then I'll come out with all of this foolish pride. I'm a vegan, a vegetarian. Oh, I eat all raw. You know, I don't believe in cooks. Oh, guts. Oh, them chitlins. Oh, you know, they'll go ahead on no matter what it is. They have some truth and some untruths mixed with that. They have lies and fraud and fact. Foolishness. Okay? And what it does is divide we's and us's. And it makes us hate ourselves. It causes envy, jealousy, and strident strife among the so-called black family. But I'll tell you, we are of the blacks, the blues, and the browns, pigmented people, as Afri-originals. And also, we are of the whites and the pinks, pigmented persons, as albino originals. So therefore, None of us are any better than the rest of us, no matter what levels of understanding we have. Therefore, I'm going to end by saying thank y'all very kindly from the kind-hearted, kinky king of color kingdom, New World Creative Arts.